Hi there. Welcome back to the office and welcome to your report of findings for your Softwave TRT regeneration therapy. In today's visit, I want to walk you through how I'd like you to think about this therapy. We'll also review your response to the initial treatment, what you noticed right after the session, and in the days that followed. Now from there, we'll determine whether you're a good candidate to move forward. We'll go over your goals and expectations and then discuss the investment and scheduling if it's a good fit. So, let me get started by giving you a simple framework for how to think about this therapy, comparing it to something familiar, pain medication versus antibiotics. Now, hopefully you've never had a doctor hand you a bottle of pain pills and say, take every one of these until the bottle is gone. Well, that's because pain meds don't heal anything, they just mask symptoms. And while the pain relief is important when you're hurting, we also have to be realistic that painkillers don't fix the root cause. It's like putting duct tape over your check engine light. Sure, the light disappears, but the problem is still there under the surface. Plus, when you take pain medication when you're not in pain, it can lead to serious issues. Things like addiction, liver or kidney damage, and even complications from over-the-counter meds. In fact, most people don't realize that almost 16,000 people in the United States die every single year from over-the-counter medications like Advil, Tylenol, ibuprofen, and aspirin. So we're always cautious. Pain meds should only be used when absolutely necessary and prescribed properly. Now, let's contrast that with antibiotics. Antibiotics are therapeutic. They're designed to help your body fight off a specific infection. So if a doctor says, hey, you need to take 10 days worth of antibiotics, you need to take all 10 days. But even then, if you stop taking them too early, say on day 2 or 3, they don't have the chance to fully work. That's why you're always told to finish the full course. Now we can use this analogy to help you understand the Softwave therapy is more like an antibiotic than a pain pill. It's not about masking pain, it's about helping your body truly heal. Now many patients start feeling great a few sessions in and want to switch, say from treating the knee that we're working on to the shoulder. But I'm always going to say no, and here's why we don't do that. Now this therapy works so well because by sending signals to your body that mimic injury, it activates your body's own healing response. Now this healing response follows a very, very specific step-by-step path. It's kind of like a waterfall, all right? Now this is why we discourage you from using ice. Ice is going to vasoconstrict blood vessels. We want to vasodilate those blood vessels, opening them up so that we can bring blood and healing factors to the area. We're also going to ask you to avoid over-the-pain medications unless they've been prescribed by your doctor, because they can disrupt this process. Now, at the core of all healing are your own stem cells. They're going to migrate to the area that we're treating to help rebuild and repair the damage. But if we suddenly shift to another body part mid-treatment, we're essentially redirecting those healing cells and weakening the process. Think of it like this. We don't want to rob Peter to pay Paul. If your knee is the priority, we need your body focused there, not bouncing around to other parts of the body. This is why we're going to stay focused on one area at a time for maximum healing. So in just a few minutes, I'm going to come in and we're going to review how you responded to your first treatment, what you felt immediately after, and any changes since then. Based on that, how long you've had the issue, I will make my recommendations, and if it makes sense, we'll get you started on your treatment plan. I'm going to see you soon.
Hey, my name is Joshua Alvarez Brown, and I had a lot of problems with my right knee, ego lifting, trying to put 700 on the squat rack, and eventually I really hurt myself bad. I just couldn't barely squat anymore. It was really, really bad. And so I heard of this technology, and Dr. Chad Pauly, I got with him, and it was just amazing. The consultation, he kind of explained it to me, and it worked. And it really, really worked well. Like, I have no pain in my right knee whatsoever. I'm able to lift even more now. Of course, I'm a lot more careful, but it's been great, and I love the experience, professionality, and just love the fact that I can use my knee to do what I love to do, which is lift and work out, and of course, play with the kids. Other things affected besides just lifting was just everyday activities. I mean, getting out of my car, my knee hurt. Bending down to grab my son, my toddler, my knee hurt. Everything that I did, my knee hurt. And of course, it was my right knee, so I'm driving around a lot. I'm a project manager for my company. And so my knee just hurt a lot and affected basically my everyday daily activities. So my initial response to the mapping session was just, wow, no pain. It was almost like it had already been healed right there at that moment. I think there was like a little something, but just, bending down after the mapping session, I could really feel a major difference. What I would tell someone that was considering this type of therapy, I would definitely tell them to go in, do the mapping session, check it out, let Dr. Chad and staff explain it to you, because it is definitely worth it.